So hello, we are back again with a new numerical on shaft. Same thing which we can see here. I will take a highlighter first. So here the formula sheet which I have already shown you in the previous numerical also. So same thing I have shown here. Now the main numerical. Here the shaft is there which is supported by two bearing which is placed 1 meter apart. Okay, this is 1 meter. 600 diameter pulley is there and 3 to the right of left hand bearing, means wherever the left hand bearing is there towards its right this pulley is being placed. In the same manner, it's shown that maximum tension of 2.25 kilonewton. One more pulley is there which is having a diameter of 400 is placed 200 to the left of right hand bearing, okay, to the left, and it is driven with the help of electric motor. Now this electric motor and belt which is placed horizontal, it is horizontal, means load is applying horizontally. So the angle of contact of both the pulleys is 180 degree. Mu is 0.25. We need to find out the diameter for solid shaft. The working stress is 63 megapascal in tension and 42 megapascal in shear for the material of shaft. So torque on one pulley is equal to the torque on other pulley. This we have to assume here. Okay. Now let's see. These are the given data which we have already read. Okay. Shear stress is given to us. Bending stress is given to us pi. Okay. This theta is converted into pi here. Because we need in radian. Now this is the block diagram which we create here. This is the bearing towards its right hand side, 0.3 meter or even 300 One pulley is there. A smaller pulley toward the left of the right hand bearing, it is placed here. And distance between these two is 500 We can understand with this relation. So this sketch is drawn here. Now let's, first thing is what we need to find out the torque. Just remember we need to find out the torque first. So for torque we have tensions here, T1, T2. Based on tensions we can use this equation with mu and theta. We can get a value of T1 upon T2. Okay, because T2 is unknown to us. Now we get a value of T1 is equal to T1 upon T2 is 2.127. We have the value of T1, put these values and get the value of T2. So T2 is 1058. Okay, T2 here is 1058. Now we get the value of T2 here. So T1 and T2 is known to us. Based on this, we can find out torque. Okay, so torque, we have developed a torque diagram here. Okay, 357.6 Newton meter, which is a torque based on the pulley diameter. Now the vertical load which is acting on the shaft, and we developed a torque diagram also here. The vertical diagram, the load which is acting on the shaft at point C is what? The summation of these two tensions, that is T1 and T2. So 3308 Newton. So we get here that is 3308 Newton. Now vertical load on the shaft at D, which is 0. No vertical load is acting at here because we know that T3 and T4 are horizontal because a motor is there and it is placed horizontally. So now the torque acting on the pulley C, T is equal to T1 minus T2 into RC, and it is 357.6 Newton meter, which we have shown. A drawing is already done here. Okay, so this torque we get it now with the help of this torque, as we have shown that the torque is same for both the pulley, so we can find out the tension for T3 and T4 also. Okay, with the same thing. Now both the pulleys having same torque, T3 minus T4 into RD is equal to T. So based on this we get a value for T3 minus T4 is equal to 1788 Newton. This is the one equation which you get here. Now T1 upon T2 is equal to T3 by T4, and which is 2.127. So value of T3 is what? 2.127 times T4. Put this value here and we get a, while solving this two equation, this equation and this equation, this 1 and 2, you will get a value of T3 and T4 very easily. Now we have a T3 and T4, same thing apply here, that vertical load. Here no vertical load is acting, that's why vertical load is 0 and only horizontal load is acting. That's why T3 plus T4 is the horizontal load. Okay, so T3 plus T4 is horizontal load. Based on this, we will generate a diagram here. horizontal load 4964 this is, and what horizontal load is 0 here, and horizontal load on the shaft at C is 0. Now the bearing having some reactions. So for vertical it is having RAV, RBV, and for horizontal it will be as RAH and RBH. Okay, we don't know the direction of this reaction, that's why we have given only one direction. Now let's find out this reaction. To find out the reaction, what we did, RAV plus RBV. First we are going to take a vertical load diagram. So RAV plus RBV is equal to what? The summation of all the loads. It's 0, so that's why 3308 Newton is there. Now this much diagram we have already drawn. So taking moment at point A, if you are going to take moment at point A, this is 0, and this 3308 into 0.3 distance, okay, and RBV is in this direction, that's why it is RBV into this 1 meter. So if you are going to, this one is shown here and it is in both having a bit different direction, that's why equal to we have already transferred. So RBV is equal to 992.4. now same way RAV can be find out 2315.6. so we get the value of RAV and RBV now. So bending moment at point A and B is 0. So bending moment at AV and BV is 0. So bending moment, where will be bending moment? At point C and D. So bending moment at C, take any direction, means left side or right side. We have taken a left side, RAV into 0.3, we get a bending moment at C. Same for D, it is like this. So bending moment at C and D we have. Now apply the same principle to the horizontal diagram, horizontal load diagram. First we will prepare a vertical load diagram here. Okay, now horizontal, same principle, RAH plus BH, this RAH, this BH equal to this much load. Then same, we are taking a moment at point A, RBH into 1 and 4964 into 0.8, then putting the value of RBH in this equation and you are going to get this thing. So here we have put the value. Now bending moment at A and B is 0, so bending moment at CH and DH. So CH and DH we get it here. We draw the diagram also. Okay, you need to find out all the bending moments at each point because it is needed to find out the resultant bending moment. Now next target is what? To find out the resulting bending moment at point C, because the summation of all loadeds will give you the resultant. So this formula help us to get the value of resultant bending moment at C, it is 756. In the same manner at D it is 819. The maximum bending moment is at point D. Okay, so in designing we are going to use this value for bending moment. Now bending moment is final. So all these things which we have done only to find out the bending moment. Bending moment is final. So based on equivalent twisting moment, T is equal to square root of m square plus T square. Put the value 894. T is equal to what? Pi by 6 into tau d cube. We get the value of D here. But here a bending moment, bending stress is also given to us, that means sigma. So based on that, equivalent bending moment can also be used here. This formula can also be used. If bending stress is not given, or that means compression or tensile stress is not given, at that time there is no need to use this formula. But if it is given, then you can use it. Then we also know that equivalent bending moment T me is equal to pi by 32, sorry, pi by 32 sigma b d cube. We put the value D is equal to 51.7. Which one is the bigger value? Yeah, definitely bending moment D is equal to 51.7, means the value which we get based on the bending moment formula. So it will be become 55 mm. So the value for shaft is 50 mm. So this is the safest diameter which we can use for the shaft. So I think you understand this numerical very easily. So thank you very much.